Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Learning with Miss Hales. Let's get right into today's lesson.
So today we're comparing fractions with like denominators, or fractions from the same fraction family. Here we have two different models to represent two different sized cakes. Both of them cut up into three parts. Now, you are a cake lover and you are to choose one piece of cake out of either of the two cakes. Which one would you want that one piece from? I think that most persons would say the cake on the right, because if I love cake and I only got a chance to choose one piece out of either of the two cakes, I would choose the piece from the bigger cake. Now, the one on the left, that one piece represents 1/3. On the right, one piece also represents 1/3. Now, I'm going to take out the pieces of cake so you can see what they look like. So, this 1/3 looks bigger than the other 1/3. But what if the one on the left was the only cake that we had to choose from? The 1/3 would have been a smaller 1/3. The size of 1/3 would be different depending on which hole it comes from. So the bigger the hole, the larger the 1/3 would be. If it is a smaller cake or a smaller hole, the 1/3 would be smaller. So it is fair to use the same hole when you're comparing fractions. Compare the fractions against one standard. Now, we have two different sized cakes again. And again, the standard is the whole. That is the whole that we are comparing with another whole there. That whole on the left, one piece would represent a half. Now, 1/3 of this one or a half of the one on the left, which one is larger? It is safe to say that based on the size of that piece, that would be larger than the half on that side. Alright. So two different holes, and we're comparing 1/3 to a half. Now it would be unfair. Why? Because 1/3 of that hole is larger than a half of that. Why? Because we are comparing two different sized holes. Let me show you how everything changes if we use the same size hole. Look carefully. So before, 1/3 would have been greater than a half if the holes were different. Both of them are the same size now, so everything is balanced. This is how we compare fractions. Looking at this now, previously we said that 1/3 would be greater than a half in a smaller hole. Now look at this one, look closely. That is a half of that hole. Now things have changed. Of course, I hope you have noticed that. So a half of that versus a third of that. If we take them and compare them, so we're using our models and matching them against each other. So now we see the blue area there represents how much greater than 1/3 a half would be. So really, in truth and in fact, a half is greater than 1/3. So we are comparing fractions that have like denominators. Alright? So we are moving forward with that. So we were just comparing 1/3 and 1/2 just for reference. Alright? So the example that we are looking at now has two fractions that have the same denominator from the same family. You want to know if 1/6 is greater than 3/6, or 1/6 is equal to 3/6, or less than 3/6. That's what we're comparing. Just by looking at that, we can say that if we have 1 out of 6 parts, if I get one piece out of the 6 parts and you get 3 parts out of the 6 parts, who would have gotten more? You would have gotten more, because 3 of the 6 would be definitely greater than 1 of the 6. Let us model this. So we have 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and 6/6 to complete the whole. So the whole has 6 sixths. 6 of those. Now, let us see what that looks like. That looks like just one piece out of the 6. And that looks like 1, 2, 3. Because we need 3 1/6 to make 3 sixths. If you're comparing those two, we're basically visualizing that 1/6 is basically less than 3/6, or actually less than 3/6. So we're going to use our symbol to complete our expression. 1/6 is less than 3/6. We use the crocodile concept. So the crocodile is greedy and likes the bigger piece. So the crocodile would want to eat the bigger fraction. Therefore, the mouth of the crocodile would be open to the bigger fraction, which is 3/6. So use the shape of the hands to determine how you set your sign. We have another example there, representing 2/6, and we are comparing it to 4/6. So we already have our 2/6 modeled right there. So we're going to need 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, and then 4/6. So there's a slight gap between them. Put them a little tighter and it would be the same size as the whole. The 2 right there represents 2/6 and the 4 on the right represents 4/6. By looking at that, we can visualize that 2/6 is less than 4/6. So we're going to write our conclusion by putting in a sign that would make the expression true. So the crocodile mouth would open towards the larger fraction. So that's it for comparing fractions. Now, if we are to write it in the reverse, so 3/6 is going to be greater than 1/6. So instead of having the sign turn that way, it would turn the other way. So the crocodile mouth would still be open to the larger fraction. So it doesn't matter how you arrange them. Just the same for 4/6 versus 2/6. It would still be open, the crocodile mouth would still be open to the larger fraction. So we are now moving on to ordering fractions with like denominators. Fractions that are from the same family. The fractions at the top are from the family of sixths. Alright, so we are placing some fractions in order from least to greatest. So we have 2/6, 5/6, 1/6, 4/6, and 3/6. So we are placing them in ascending order. Please know that term. So least to greatest is ascending order, going up. Now, since all the denominators are the same, we are going to look at the numerator. So therefore, the one with the smallest denominator is going to be the smallest. So we have 6/6 in a whole. Right? Just for a little bit of a recap or touching back. So the most we can get in one whole is 6/6. Alright? So the one next in line to the 6/6 would be 5/6, and then 4/6, and then 3/6, and then 2/6, and then 1/6. So therefore we can safely say that 1/6 is the least. So one piece out of 6 parts is the least we can get. The next fraction in line would be, of course, 2 pieces out of 6 parts. 2 is greater than 1. So it goes in that order. So 3/6 would be the next fraction. So 2/6 is gone and 3/6 is gone. We have 2 more fractions. Out of the 2 that are left, which one do you think would come next? Is 4/6 greater than 5/6, or is 5/6 greater than 4/6? So basically 4/6 is less than 5/6. 5/6 is greater than 4/6. So 5/6 is the greatest of all the fractions. Thank you so much for watching.